So commitment. What does commitment mean? It is a state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, an activity, or etc. It's a responsibility or obligation that restricts freedom of action.
Gotcha.
That's pretty deep. It's pretty deep to me because we can tend to take commitments very lightly. We can make a commitment to, let's take something simple as a payment arrangement. You know how you may call like a bill collector, or you may call like Xfinity or something like that. And you're like, you know what, I can't pay on my regular due date. Can I make an arrangement? They're like, oh yeah, you can. Then they always say, can you commit to make your full payment on such and such a date? And we're like, yeah, make it.
Sure do.
And then sometimes, hopefully this is not happening to everybody, but again, I'm a witness. I have definitely done it before. Either I've forgotten about the arrangement, or I just still didn't have it to pay, or something happened to where that I defaulted on my commitment.
It's a scary word.
It is a scary word. It's a scary definition. Like literally, you can't take it so lightly. When you commit to something, or you have dedicated yourself or your word to a cause or an activity that makes you responsible, like you have to take that seriously.
Right.
There's just no way around it. It's almost like if you say, you know what, I commit to marriage, and then you're just, who cares? You know, you just in something with somebody and you don't care about your commitment, or you're committing adultery, or you're just not doing your share, your part in it. You have totally defaulted on your agreement. You have totally defaulted on your commitment.
Right.
And you know, we say these things, and in some commitments, like you can sign a physical agreement. Like you have to sign, you know, like a marriage license. You sign with that person saying that we are entering into this committed relationship, this committed union.
Right.
You know, you can stand before witnesses and you will verbally, audibly say, yes, I do. You know, like that's serious. And you know, now commitments are taken just like fly by night.
Sure.
And so the difference between a commitment and loyalty, or the difference between commitment and loyalty, is the fact that commitment is still something that you are responsible for, or you can be obligated to do. Loyalty does not come with no obligation. Loyalty is something that you want to do. You want to be loyal to somebody. You want to show loyalty to a brand, or loyalty to a company, or loyalty to a person. You don't have to do it. But a commitment, you have verbally agreed, or you have signed something that's putting you in a predicament to where now you have to adhere to what you said. That's just, I don't know about y'all, but that just thing is just deep to me. You know, I always thought that loyalty was something that had more of a value than commitment.
I understand.
I thought that, you know, if you said you're loyal to something, that there was no way of getting in out of it. But honestly, I had them confused. I had them twisted. It's really commitment. It's not loyalty. Loyalty is something that you choose to do. You voluntarily show your loyalty to something. But a commitment, it can literally, this definition tells us, one part of the definition tells us that literally commitment can restrict you of freedom of action. Meaning if you sign something, or you say something, or you agree to something, you can actually be penalized. You can actually be arrested. You could be, you know, something can happen. There are consequences due to your commitment or lack of commitment. Exactly. It's just crazy to me.
Right.
Some of the traits and examples of commitment is when you're passionate about something. So, you know, you have loyalty, where you can just be honest, you know, you trustworthy, and you can keep a commitment. You show your support. There's no judgment. But in a commitment, you have to be passionate, meaning you have to believe in whatever you're committing to. So again, today we're going to use marriage as an example, just because marriage is something that's kind of falling by the wayside, and that breaks my heart. I was married before, you guys. I don't know if many of you know that, and I did get divorced, and it broke my heart. It literally broke my heart, because I had saw already a repeat history of this commitment. My mom has been remarried. My dad has been remarried. So there's a cycle of that, and I had vowed, I made a commitment that I was not going to be the one to be a victim of divorce.
Right.
Unfortunately, that commitment did not hold true, and I did get divorced. But you know, marriage is one of those things that it just seems like the statistics for marriages successful or so low. Like successful marriages are so low, and there are more divorces happening than marriage. So I'm taking this one because to me, I think that's a commitment that we all have to revisit. And before you decide to commit for a lifetime, like forever with someone, to really understand the importance. So that's what I'm gonna give you. So for today, for commitment, you gotta be passionate about that. Meaning, you gotta believe in that marriage. You gotta believe in that person. You gotta believe that you're gonna work. At that starts, you had some challenges. You've been married for what, 5 years, 6 years?
7.
7, man, I was there. I took the pictures, and I didn't know it had been that long. That's a long time. 7 years. Well, it's not a long time when you compare it to somebody who's married 60 years, like our grandparents. They have been married for 60 years. They have celebrated in August a 60th anniversary, which is a big deal.
Yes.
Still don't know how that happened, but if y'all met my grandfather, you would be like, what? The what? I love you, Papa. However, 60 years, but 7 years in this generation, in this day and age, is like 60 years. Do you want to elaborate on like the commitment and like the passion and the consistency and how you have to learn and be adaptable to your commitment? Those are the characteristics of commitment, people. If you heard me, being passionate, believing in something, being consistent. Meaning you have to take action every day and prepare for this every day. Also, to be learning and to be adaptable to the situations, expected or unexpected. Meaning you have to be willing to learn and grow, and also be adaptable to change. That starts, I would really love for you just to elaborate on this.
It just, for me, it's two things. One is when you commit to something the same way when you go into a contract with a company or a leasing agreement, whatever you're committing to, they make sure that you fully understand what you're committing to.
Right.
They have it in writing, it's all in black and white. So when you commit to marriage, for an example, like you have to understand who you're making the commitment with. That means you know the person outside of everything else, and then you know the oath that you're actually committing to and the covenant with God. And you have to go into it with the full understanding that, okay, this is not going to be easy.
Right.
This ain't going to be no walk in the park. It's going to take time. It's going to take practice. It's going to take years to perfect this. But I'm committing to this person because I love them for who they are. I'm committing to, like what it says, for rich and for poor, and sickness and health, through good times and bad times. Like, it doesn't get no more specific than that. Whatever happens, even if it's you who has a problem, you still have to commit. You made a commitment to that person. You're committing yourself to them, and they're committing themselves to you as a union, and then you just got to work past that. And the other thing is to always, you're committing to the outcome.
Okay. I like that. Of
overcoming your commitment within the contract or the union.
Okay.
So I know, like, the end result, if I'm committing to a car, at the end of the payments, I own the car. It's mine. If I pay off the house is mine. If I commit to this job, I'll get promoted. I'm committed to the end result. If I commit to this marriage, we have all this love and all these memories we have shared. Our children, if we have children, are going to grow up and understand how to love their wife or their husband, and the longevity of that, and just the joy and the gratitude and the honor of being with one person and keeping your word and your honor, and ultimately committing and keeping that covenant and that binding contract with God, so I can, when I'm held accountable, when I stand before God, I can say, God, I didn't do everything right, but I did
this right.
I did this right. I kept my word. You saw the whole thing. I stuck with my family. I never left my family. I love my family, and I did everything that that was required of me. And if you can go into it, if you don't have a full understanding, and if you don't know don't aren't passionate and believe and are faithful for the end result of your consistency, your passion, and your learning and your adaptability, and all your heartaches and your strengths and your weaknesses and the good times and bad times, if you don't know where that's going to lead to and you don't understand or be motivated by where that leads to, then you'll fail. You won't be able to commit to anything. Wow. If you don't care about the car, you're going to just stop making the payments.
Right. You don't care anymore.
So I guess that's the best way I could probably say.
That was phenomenal. One thing you said, which I had not thought about it, I wish this would have came 8 years ago before I did get divorced, but to look at the end result. Mm-hmm. You know, I hear that a lot when people are, like I do acting sometimes, they always tell me that they start with the end of the movie first. Mm-hmm. They already know how the movie's going to end before they write the beginning. Right. And that's always been such a creative lesson that I've been learning, because most people, we start at the beginning. I don't know if we're just wired to take it from step one at the very beginning, and we don't look at the longevity, we don't look at the big picture, we don't look at the long term, we don't look at the end, you know. And so by you saying to look at the end result, I know for me that just brought a lot of clarity, almost like an aha moment to me, and I'm hoping to our audience as well, because we forget to think about the results. We get so caught up in the beginning stages and oh, it's new and we like the person or we're in love with the person and you know it's going to be great and good, and we don't even factor in the challenges and the hardships or the kids or the finances. And because we didn't look at the end result, we didn't look at the bigger picture of the whole thing. And so now when it's time for us to adapt, when it's time for us to learn and grow through these trials and these situations that come to us, we're all thrown off our game. So I like that point that you brought out to, you know, to look at the end result. And the end result is that you do have a successful marriage. The end result is that you were able to adapt. You were able to be consistent. You still have that same passion like the very first day when you fell in love with your spouse. You know, you are happy from the moments and the memories that you have created together. Your children are here. You know, you are in a home that you can raise your kids in, you know, and everybody's stable. They have a grounded and a foundation, you know. So we have to remember that. And I just like the fact that you brought that out, because here again, I didn't really think about the end of it. Right. And you know, you celebrate the outcome. You celebrate the results. Like, even if you're losing weight and you commit to be on a regimen or routine that's going to get you to your goal. Like for me, everybody know I'm trying to get into a bikini. I'm almost there, y'all. But it's summer. It's currently summer and I'm still in progress. But you get excited because I can see myself now in my fuchsia bikini, you know, because I'm so close. And that's the end of it. Like, the end of it is I'm at Miami Beach in my two-piece. But 6 months ago, 3 months ago, when I was still eating potato chips every day, and then I had to go to the gym and train with Brittany, or if I had to go walking on a trail, climbing the mountain, I wasn't thinking about that two-piece then. I was like, man, this is for the birds, yo. Like, I didn't see the end of nothing. I only saw the potato chip bag or the mountain that I had to climb on the trail. You know? But the good news is, when you commit to something and you do have that passion, and you do have that consistency, and you're able to learn and adapt to the situations that come your way, the thing is, you will be successful. Like you said, you will see the end result, and the end result will be your expected end. It'll be everything that you desire for it to be. Right. And so I just think that was just a very prominent example that you brought out. Thank you. Today, I hope you guys enjoyed loyalty or commitment, and I hope we have a clear understanding of the difference between the two. Again, for me, I didn't know that it was a huge difference. I thought loyalty was more prominent and important than commitment. It is not. You can choose to be loyal, which is a good thing. Yes. Loyalty is not a negative. Choose to be loyal to something or to someone, you know, but also have that commitment and keep your commitments. If you make a vow, stick to them. Keep those commitments and learn to be consistent, to grow, to develop, and to learn and be adaptable to any type of change that comes your way so you can get your expected result. Like I always say, you can let it go or let it be, but the truth will surely set you free. This has been Shelly D with I'm Just Saying. Dad Starts. Where can we find you?